To the court with Archie Diacono. 3 seconds at midcourt. Gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions with Jenkins hitting the winner at the buzzer. Jim, the new champion. I thought it was good live, but how about those onions? A counter. Double orders. The lob, and that will do it. Do you believe it? For just the second time ever, a 16 beats a 1.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another part of the March Madness Chronicles here on the VolsCast. I'm Gavin, not smiling, and this is the VolsCast, where touchdowns, threes, and homers are on the mic. A wild weekend for the first weekend of March Madness. Wouldn't you say? Very wild one.
Yeah, I mean, we finally had a buzzer beater just moments ago as Maryland
Indeed.
comes back and beats Colorado State. I'm thinking that is the first one. We've had opportunities for buzzer beaters, but that's the first one so far. I would say as far as the drama, it's been a letdown. You know, March Madness is about the upsets. Been a few upsets, but nothing, crazy. But no, it's been a good weekend obviously for the Vols. I mean, you take care of business. They beat UCLA convincingly in the second half. You see the final score and you win by 9 points. But I mean, at one point you were ahead by 18, 19 points. So I was very impressed by Tennessee's performance. They finally got the 3-ball to fall. They finally started making shots, and I believe that they adjusted. You could tell a lot by how really good of a coaching staff Tennessee has. And this is any coaching staff, but the second half adjustments that they made against UCLA really showed. And I liked their aggressiveness right outside of the timeout or the halftime, where Ziegler gets a high ball screen and goes straight to the goal, attacks, gets an and one. Like that showed me that, like, once that play happened, I had zero doubt Tennessee's gonna win the game. So glad they took care of business.
Also, going back to the upsets, it's been a letdown, but if you had to pick, which one was your favorite? I wouldn't say call it an upset. I know you called the McNeese game. You said McNeese absolutely dismantled Clemson, and
they did up until they let them come back and they won by 2. But yes, they were taking them behind the woodshed early on. The first half wasn't even close. That was fun. I think the manager, what's his name, Amir
Khan. They call him Aura.
Yeah, I don't know why they call him that, but the dude's not hurting for money anymore. Let me say that.
Oh yeah.
His net worth, I think it's higher than what I sent. I don't even know. I don't want to say a number and be wrong, but I know within the first day, after the first game of March Madness, it boosted up. I want to say $50,000 to $100,000. I know it was $50,000, and so I think McNeese was a fun upset. Honestly, I don't have a game that I'm just like, wow. I mean, I think Maryland right now is a team that, I would love to see them beat Florida, but Maryland's a team right now, to me, and also BYU. I mean, that's 2 teams that are hot. I mean, BYU let Wisconsin come back today. They were up big, and they let them come back, and Wisconsin had a chance. Or was it yesterday? Sorry, yesterday. Wisconsin had a chance to come back and missed the game-tying fadeaway shot from the baseline, and BYU comes back. So the Mormons of BYU, they're tough. Don't count them out. I know they're a 6 seed, but, it's still – I consider that like Ole Miss. I mean, 2 6 seeds right now that are going to be in the Sweet 16. So they're currently Let's go see. They're up by 20, 68-48 as we speak, with 8:55 remaining. So that's another game. Two more 6 seeds. I think for me, Jacoby Gillespie of Maryland. He's a local guy from Greenville High School. He's their premier player. If he hits the portal, if you don't know who that is, you better start looking him up. He's a guy that can score the basketball from an elite level. He's a guy that you want on your team at any SEC team, whoever you are. He wins. He's a winner. So it's cool to see the local kid and Jacoby Gillespie make it the Sweet 16, help him lead his team. Just like I said, it's a small town kid that's got big dreams, and he grinded his way there. I think honestly for me, I wouldn't. It's not an upset, but they've taken care of business. But it's nice seeing Tennessee. I wouldn't say smoothly, but I would say that they've methodically taken care of business. Now, granted, you're bringing in probably wanting to get to this topic next. Who we got in the Sweet 16?
Yeah. So our next matchup that we got, Kentucky took care of business against the Fighting Illini. We're going to be facing the Wildcats for the third time this season, in Indianapolis. So if you're going to look back at Tennessee's past 2 games, you make free throws, and that's the biggie. I looked at first half stats. You go 10 for 11 with free throws, and you don't get your bigs in foul trouble. That's another big thing. You don't have Meshack too, can include him. And you got Ziegler and Lanier, who got in foul trouble against Florida in the SEC championship that hurt us to win the championship, which doesn't really matter. But you just got to keep your bigs out of foul trouble and just try to keep within striking distance the whole 40 minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I think personally, whenever I look back, and I'll say this: both games I was not able to watch. I think I had basketball both times, basketball games. But I know when we played them at home, they were shorthanded and they still won. And I know when we played them over there, it was just like I don't know. It's weird. This game's going to go one of two ways. I don't see Kentucky coming out and just running away with it. I don't. I personally think that I could see that Tennessee coming out and being back and forth, or I think Tennessee will. Here's the thing: if Tennessee can come out and establish their shots early, whether it's Lanier, the 3 ball, that's huge. I think we need Jordan Gainey to step up in a big way early on. Jordan Gainey's a guy that struggled early on in the game. He had a putback or a layup. That was his first basket. It was tough too, but I think he started out 0 of 3 or 0 of 4 from the field before that. And I'm just over here like, dude, that's killing us. A quick shot. I mean, I know you got to shoot them to make them, but man, a quick shot and a miss. Usually, a missed 3-pointers always results in a long rebound. So, getting out and running. I felt like that. UCLA was able to get in transition a little bit. Kentucky's going to want to get up and run. Lamont Butler, I mean, all those guys, and they got so many guys that surrounding those guards that can shoot the basketball, and they're going to play their style of ball. I think this is a Auburn Tennessee style game. It's gonna be a bloodbath. It's going to be very physical.
For sure.
We got to show up. We got to have good officiating both ways. We can't foul trouble. Listen, you miss making free throws. I'm not going to say we're going to lose the game because of free throws. We're gonna have to stay out of foul trouble. We're gonna have to make some shots. When I say make shots, we're gonna have to. Lanier's gonna have to be on again. I mean, I'm just gonna say this: if Lanier ain't getting at least 15 to 17, we don't got a shot. I mean, we only got 9 players. We play really 7.5 to 8 guys, at best. And then you got to have guys like Gainey step up. Ziegler's going to have a good game. Milicic's going to have a good game. Phillips is going to have to fly around, do his thing. Like Para, be big, rebound, block shots. And you got guys like Dubar that comes off the bench. That Dubar is going to have to make some shots for us when he comes in, and he does occasionally. Then we always got Meshack. Meshack's going to do his thing defensively always. Him and Ziegler both, but I mean, I personally don't know the outcome's going to be. So, I want to say Tennessee wins, but I don't know that personally.
Yeah, with the spread being 4.5, that's what you said about it being a bloodbath. It's just going to be Auburn, Tennessee style of basketball. And before I continue, Tennessee Lady Vols, they just won their round of 32 game against Ohio State, getting their 37th Sweet 16 appearance. Let's get a round of applause for Kim Caldwell.
Man, it's
So
super blurry. I don't know what's going
now,
on.
now we've focused on Kentucky and Tennessee. Now you go one game ahead in the same region in the Midwest. You got Houston and Purdue. You could get a potential Elite Eight rematch with Tennessee and Purdue. More likely, you're going to get a Houston-Tennessee game if Tennessee shows up and handles business against Kentucky. Who do you think wins that game? We're back after some technical difficulties. Malon's having some trouble with his video, so it's just going to be audio only from now on. So back to what we were saying. We're done with talking about the Kentucky matchup. Lady Vols get their ticket punch to the Sweet 16, and going to the game above us, you could potentially get a rematch with Tennessee in the Elite Eight if you're Purdue. But do you think Houston could take care of business against Purdue, or do you think that the underdog beats Houston?
I mean, Matt Painter does a great job at Purdue. I'm a believer in Kelvin Simpson at Houston. I believe that he runs a great program. Both coaches are very well respected, and I think that either team could pull this one out. I want to go with the highest 3-point percentage um, in Houston, and I'm going to go with obviously the best defensive team in the entire nation in Houston, which Tennessee's right behind them. So I'm gonna go with Houston. I don't expect it to be a lopsided game whatsoever. I just think they'll pull it out. They're a veteran team. Listen, their last game wasn't pretty at all against
Oh no, it
Gonzaga,
wasn't. And let me just
but
say something. Say something quick. So we talked about. I think it was last week or the week before. The theme is like survive in advance. You can say one team can have a one bad game, and you can just don't be. I wouldn't have that mindset like, oh, they had one bad game. That means like, oh, there's a better chance of beating them. Like they just had a bad night.
Yep, I agree. But yeah, I think I don't know, man. I think that Kentucky Tennessee is going to be a tight game. I think uh, I'm trying to think of other games that I don't know, man. I think Florida beats Maryland. I'm not gonna say the word with ease, but I just think that Florida's the real deal, man. They are. Let's see what else. Just looking ahead.
And while you're looking
BYU
at it, go ahead.
BYU and Alabama. BYU and Alabama could be a good one. Arkansas and Texas Tech. Listen, why not Arkansas? At this point, why not? I mean, the 10
Yeah.
seed. I mean that they're the highest. They're the highest. Seed. I guess they're the highest seed remaining, other than New Mexico, who's still tied up with Michigan State with 15:38 left at 37 all. So, Colorado State would have been that at the 12th seed, but Maryland wins on a buzzer beater, and so I don't know, man. I think I don't see anybody coming in the way of Duke for at least this next round. I think it's going to have to be at least the Elite Eight. I mean, Duke is just rolling right now, and they're good. Duke's the favorite, in my opinion, to win it all. I'd like to see a Duke and Florida matchup. But I just think Duke will win that one. I don't know if he might beat Duke, man. That's the game right now. That's the team right now that I'm like, who can beat this team? I mean, I know
Mm-hmm.
they can be beat, but
They just
I
have
don't know.
no teams that just figured out the riddles for them yet. And
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, so you got the lone ACC team, the top seeded Duke. You got two other SEC teams, Florida and Auburn, that are one season. You got Houston as the one seed from the Big 12. You got Tennessee as the two seed. In my opinion, I think the Midwest, not just because it's Tennessee's region, I think that's going to be, I wouldn't say the most powerful, but like most competitive in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well,
And
can we go back real quick to Tennessee?
yeah,
This just in on Twitter. Mike Wilson tweets this out. He covers some Tennessee athletics.
Mikey,
Um, he says Tennessee and Kentucky have played 3 times in a season, 3 times under Rick Barnes. So since Tennessee's hired Rick Barnes as their head coach, they've met 3 times. 3 times on 3 different occasions. They played 3 times. Neither team has won all 3 in any of those instances. Now that could change, but you like the Vols' chances. You do.
mm-hmm.
You like their chances.
If they're shooting the three
Listen,
ball well and playing good defense.
I mean, just take it to them. I think attack,
Oh
be
yeah, that
aggressive,
too. Get
attack,
fouled, make free
get
throws.
downhill. Oh yeah, just let's get them in foul trouble. I think I love it. I love it when Ziegler gets downhill. And I'll tell you what, I like Lanier when he puts the ball on the deck because I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I want to point out something. When Lanier was coming off those pinned down curls, you know how he likes to pull up those little 15, 17 footers.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, what UCLA was doing is when that screen's happening, and obviously as soon as the screen happens, the guy setting the screen rolls to the goal. So instead of the guy that as he rolls the goal, instead of his man staying on the guy rolling, they were blitzing Lanier, and that's why he wasn't really making those tough twos. All Lanier had to do on a couple of occasions, which I get it, their hands are up, so it's hard to see. All he had to do is jump as he jumps for his jump shot, just dunk it down inside to who, if it was like Para or Milicic or whoever it was. Um, so I think that I think Tennessee's got Kentucky figured out, and I think obviously Kentucky's got Tennessee figured out. So we'll see.
We shall see. We shall see. And if it does potentially being a Houston Tennessee Elite Eight matchup in Indianapolis, I'll credit Kelvin Sampson. He's done a magnificent job with the team that he's gotten. He got LJ Crowder, the portal from Baylor, great player. Haven't watched a lot of Houston basketball, but I know that they got a great team. As we said earlier, they get top defense in the nation. So I think if it does come down to Tennessee and Houston for the Midwest final, it's gonna be a real one.
Yep, I agree.
And see if there's anything else that you wanted to cover. Anything? Do you want to talk about any of the other matchups for the Sweet 16 or now? Do you want to move on?
Let's go ahead and keep moving. I feel like I rambled a lot.
Okay. Let's talk about baseball. Let's talk about the baseballs. Clinched the series against the Alabama Crimson Tide. And pitching was great. He got I'll give all the credit to Frank Anderson. Did a magnificent job. Congrats to the Alabama coach for getting thrown out. I was at that game. You did your university great service.
Yeah, I think you dropped the midweek since we talked last. You dropped the midweek to
Oh,
ETSU.
yeah.
And I don't know if I even mentioned that on the show. I know I told your dad, talking to him, I was like, listen, ETSU's no slouch. I mean, they're ranked in the top 25. I mean,
They have someone on their team, I think, that like leads the nation like individual home runs or something. He's behind Justin LeBron. And whenever I was at the game Saturday, I didn't think he got a hit. He may have got
yeah,
one hit, but we were shutting him down. There was MLB scouts there, I'm sure, to watch him like that game.
there's all kinds of scouts there to watch a lot of the guys, but I think, for me, uh, I think they bounce back well. I mean, you lose back-to-back games, heartbreaking fashion, and then, and then now, well, I take that back. We talked the last time we did the show went on Sunday. We did it after they lost ETSU, but you lose back-to-back games either way, and then you bounce back and you know win 10-7. They scored a couple runs towards the end. It was worse than that, and then you win 9-2. I mean, you that just shows me also another thing. We use the word culture, but it shows me what Tony Botello has built in Knoxville, and it's a locomotive. It's not going to be stopped, and you know I think Tegan Coons is putting his name down for the starter on Sundays now. I mean, he came out and just he freaking pushed that ball. I mean, right down their throats, made them like it, and it's a good problem to have because Russell is going to be back in about another. I know April. I'm gonna say 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. He's gonna be back fully. He's throwing live BP. He's working his way back up, getting the pitch count back. When he's back, man, watch out. It's SEC teams are like crap. So I think right now that's Tennessee is looking. You got a midweek game Tuesday against Queens, and then you go to Columbia and play South Carolina. South Carolina's not. I mean, they were a top 25 team, man. They can play ball too. So it's kind of like basketball. The SEC is very deep, and you can't really take any game lightly. So, but I do believe Tennessee can go in the South Carolina and Columbia, and they need to go ahead and sweep them, and go ahead and improve to 8-1 in the SEC.
Yeah, just kind of what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, just kind of a um, kind of like a sort of conclusion. So you uh, lay Vols go Sweet 16, clinch series against Alabama. Could can the Vols beat Kentucky in this Sweet 16 on Friday? Can the Lady Vols do the same? Can Tennessee baseball sweep South Carolina this weekend? We shall see.
We'll see. We'll
We
see.
shall
That's for
see.
sure.
All right, this has been another episode of the VolsCast and the exclusive edition of the March Madness Chronicles. Go Vols.
Go Vols.